Hey y'all, so it is part two. Today is part two of our bonus SEO friendly content creation series, part 2 of 5. And I'm going to walk you through outlining your content for great blogs, great podcast content, whatever kind of content you create. Now, before you tune me out and you're like, Faith, I know how to outline. I've done it since middle school. Don't tune me out yet, okay? You really might learn something new. In fact, I think you will. So grab that pen and paper. We're going to jump right in. Hey there, fellow entrepreneur. Welcome to Simple SEO and Marketing with me, Faith Hannon. Do you want to grow your business with organic marketing and finally feel like you can understand SEO? Are you scouring the internet for how to get more website traffic, SEO for dummies, and how to market on Pinterest? Have you tried to grow your business with SEO and blogging only to get frustrated and quit because it's overwhelming and too time consuming? Been there. Hey, I'm Faith Hannon, Jesus lover, copywriter, blogger, wife, wrangler of tiny humans, and barrel racer. And let me tell you, I didn't have time to waste sorting through SEO and keyword strategies that either didn't work or were so over my head I couldn't understand them. I honestly thought that SEO and blogging only worked for people with a PhD in tech jargon and a whole team of employees, until I learned these secrets. Good SEO strategies don't have to be complicated, and creating and marketing great content doesn't have to take more than a couple hours a week total. So pop in those earbuds, slam some coffee, and let's grow your business with simple organic marketing and a healthy dose of biblical encouragement along the way. Okay, so now remember, in the planning stage, we have already done some keyword research. So you know that you're not just creating content to create content. You've already verified that this is a searched idea. This is something that people are actually asking in a way that they're actually asking it, okay? Because we've done our keyword research in the planning stage. Either you just popped a squat and did your keyword research right there when you got the idea, or you already have done your keyword research in batch or had a keyword and strategy, SEO strategy call with me so that you have a keyword spreadsheet to pull from. Regardless, when you get to this point, you need to already have some keyword research that you can pull from or have already pulled from it actually, so that you know that this is something that's worth your time in creating content around. Okay? So know that you've already done your keyword research at this point. If you don't know how to do keyword research, I have an episode for you. It's episode number 13. Go back and listen to it about keyword research. But you got to do your keyword research if you want content that gets seen and drives leads and sales from your website. Okay, now I'm going to walk you through a little flashback because I know when you heard outlining your content, if you're anything like me, you automatically like, it sounds so painful. Flashback to little middle school Faith, which actually I wasn't little. I was really tall, really fast. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I was a good student and I was an advanced student, but I was also a little bit sassy. And I had been in an advanced English class in my 6th grade year. Great teacher, great experience, learned lots of things. And then my 7th grade year, they just didn't have an advanced class, so they just dumped me in a regular 7th grade English class. And my mother, being a great advocate of my education, listened to what I read my syllabus, listened to what I said I learned the first day, and she's like, "Oh no, this is not happening. This is not, you need a more challenging class." But I remember distinctly, God bless the teacher, because in hindsight, I feel really bad for her because I wasn't very nice, probably. Forgive me, Jesus. Anyway, I remember her saying that we had to outline this essay. And I was like, outlines are beneath me, peasant. Not really. I didn't actually say that. But I was like, I know how to write an essay. I don't need to outline it. And she's like, fine, go ahead, write it and see how long it takes you to write it without outlining it, and see how good of an essay it is without outlining it, and then try outlining something. Lo and behold, the little English teacher was right. Now, having obviously progressed past middle school and through high school and having earned a minor in English in college, I can wholeheartedly say that outlining is the way to go. Not only does outlining your content, outlining your points, not only does it help you stay more focused, but I can promise you that your audience will appreciate that you know where in the heck you're going, because everybody and their mama is too busy to listen to you ramble for 45 minutes while you get to the stinking point. Okay? Now, here's a little bonus tip for you. Writing a great outline makes writing a great blog or repurposing your podcast into a blog so much easier and so much faster. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but back when I was only creating one podcast a week, I could legitimately create the podcast in like 30, 45 minutes, done, boom. And then create the blog, create all of the graphics for the blog, all of the repurposing strategy for the blog, post the blog, optimize the blog, and market the blog in less than 2 hours. Currently, for every blog I write, I allot an hour and a half, and that includes coming up with the optimized title, keyword optimization, putting it on WordPress myself, doing all of the things myself, all of it in an hour and a half. And that efficiency, that level of efficiency starts with having a great outline. Okay? So, little middle school faiths out there or grown-up faiths who still hate outlining, please know outlining is truly, truly, truly worth your time. Okay, so what should a good outline have? Well, a good outline should first and foremost have your thesis statement. Now, your thesis statement is essentially the thing that you are trying to prove. Now, we already have our rough draft title that we did in our planning stage. Your thesis statement might be very similar to your rough draft title. That's fine. You just need to know what in the heck you're trying to prove. Your thesis statement doesn't have to be like English teacher approved. You just need to know where you're going with this content. What is everything revolving around? One of my favorite English professors in college pulled me aside one time. She was editing some of my work and she's like, Faith, I had a teacher that told me this once too. He said, with everything that you write, with every piece of content, every essay, everything, you have to always only say one frickin' thing. And she just remembered the acronym SOFT, S-O-F-T. Well, I don't like the word frickin', so I use the word stinkin'. But with every podcast, with every blog, with every piece of content, you need to know what is the one stinking thing that you are proving, that you are saying. If you can't boil it down to one sentence, one stinking thing sentence, or one thesis statement, then your audience is not going to be able to remember the content that you created, and they're not going to be able to take your awesome ideas and implement them. So your outline should absolutely have your thesis statement. And if that's too English nerd jargony for you, then just write down that it has to have my say one stinking thing statement, okay? And if you're like, oh my gosh, Faith, I need help. I actually have a freebie for 10 ways to up-level your content, up-level your copywriting. I've got a freebie for that. I'll link it in the show notes. You can just go grab that. All right. Now, the second thing that every good outline should have is a rough intro. And this does not have to be full on, like full paragraph, like fully optimized, keywords in the right places. Does not have to be that. You just need to think about how are you going to draw your audience in. And this can either be for a podcast, a blog, a YouTube video. These principles go across the board for content. You can even take this and use this for an Instagram post, okay, people? But you need a rough intro. You need something that hooks people, that connects with people, that lets them know, honestly, if this is the piece of content for them, if this is going to solve their problem, or help them connect with you on a deeper level or whatever it is that this piece of content does, you need to introduce it in your introduction. Very, very cute, I know. And just think about your introduction as a place that you're telling people what you're going to tell them. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it super long. Don't make it super fluffy, okay? But your outline needs to have a rough intro. Hey friend, I know you're trying to grow this business, but does it feel like it's not really going anywhere? Did you know that we can actually fix the back end of your business so that you have some great SEO? Did you know that we can repurpose your podcast or repurpose your blog and help you grow faster? Did you know that was even an option? If you're thinking, oh my goodness, Faith, that would be amazing, then head on over to faithannon.com/coaching or click the link in the show notes. In just 1 hour of your time, we'll get you a marketing plan in a box with the exact keywords that you need to be going for, how and where to implement them, and at least 3 months of SEO-focused content planned out for you. Let's get your coaching call on the books right now and get your marketing strategy headed in the right direction. Spots are limited, so don't wait. And I cannot wait to help you finally get the breakthrough you've been waiting for and jumpstart your business dream back to life. Okay, the third thing that your outline needs is your main points. Like, what are the main points? The 1, 2, 3, 4 point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the supporting argument, like the headlines of your supporting argument. What are the main points that support your thesis statement, that support this shift that you want your audience to make? And if you were like me, and I talked about this in the last podcast, but if you're like me and you like to create content or come up with content, plan your content around inspiration, around ideas that you have, and then do the keyword research to back it up and tweak it, like maybe tweak the wording. If you're like me and you like to work like that versus like research first and then get inspired, then maybe you're going to outline a little bit in the planning stage. Maybe you're going to outline roughly, like just write down your 3 points in your master content list when you're writing those ideas down that you are going to write in your master content list, right? But if you are, if you're more of a like research and then get inspired kind of person, then you may want to even write your main points in a keyword-rich format. So I don't really do this, honestly. When I'm optimizing my blog is when I go in and I optimize it for the right keywords and the right keyword focus. But if your brain works differently than mine and you research first, then this is a great time to write those headlines, write those points with your keyword focus phrase embedded in there like 60% of the time, okay? And the fourth thing that I think every good outline should have is just an idea of any other content that you want to reference. So maybe, you have a point and you're like, oh, I have this podcast that would be great, for somebody to go listen to here. Great. Go look up the podcast number, pop it in there. Or if you have a blog that you're thinking this would also be helpful, great. Just jot that down in your outline so you don't have to rethink about it, right? Like, let's think about it once, get the work done once, and then, move on with our lives. All right. Now, if you were real fancy, you could put a rough conclusion in your outline, but I will be 100% honest. I never do that, ever. Because by the time I actually write the content or have the podcast, like record the podcast and then write the blog, like the conclusion just kind of flows, right? Because you're just, good conclusion is just telling somebody what you told them, reminding of them what you told them, and kind of easing them out of the content. And honestly, I think it's kind of a waste of time to try to do that in the outline too. Like, just save that for when you're actually creating the content. All right, y'all. If you don't have my content repurposing freebie or 10 ways to massively improve your content, grab those. They're linked in the show notes. If this has been helpful to you and you're excited for the rest of the series, please let me know. I love hearing feedback. I appreciate any and all 5-star written reviews on Apple Podcasts. It really, really does help. But until tomorrow, y'all have a blessed day, and I will be dropping how to create bomb.com or repurpose bomb.com content in tomorrow's episode. Thank you so much for listening in today. Hopefully this episode gave you some really tangible tips for better SEO and marketing to get more leads and more sales from your website. If it did, can I ask you a quick favor? Would you please share this episode with a friend and then just take 10 seconds and go leave a written review on Apple Podcasts. That is the very best way to help more Jesus-loving entrepreneurs scale their businesses so that they can help more people with their gifts and make an even bigger impact for the kingdom of God. And guess what? We now have a Facebook community where we can learn, hang out, and laugh. Go join the Facebook group now. It's linked in the show notes. And all the other things, courses, coaching, and copywriting can be found at my website, faithhannon.com. Until next time, God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.